time and be very patient about waiting for the next speaker. Here to share more about celebrity photographs and portraiture and his workflows about it. Give us a BTS insights on what's it like shooting stars, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and give a warm welcome for Brian!
Hi. Hello everyone. Thank you for being here on this rainy afternoon. I had a bit of traffic, coming, that's why I was a bit late. And then now, I think my phone is not connecting. Maybe I need closer so I can connect. Hold on, Okay, that's good. Yeah, much better. Okay, so today I'm going to spill some secrets, some tea about me being a photographer who has been photographing celebrities for a number of years now. It's not for a very long time. I've been a photographer for almost 18 years, and I only started photographing celebrities maybe about 3-4 years ago. Just right after COVID happens, and then I thought that maybe I should take a change of direction in my type of work. I used to be, and I still am, a full-time wedding photographer. I shoot a lot of weddings, but I think as I get older, it's getting increasingly difficult to shoot long hours over weekends because then I lose time with my family. I don't get enough time with my dog. I don't get enough time with my friends. so I want to do more weekday jobs, like more commercial lifestyle stuff, and then hopefully get a better transition from shooting full-time weekends to like hybrid of weekends and weekdays so that I get to choose when I can take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of times people ask me questions, how do I get started? Okay, how do I get into this? These are the common questions like how is it like to shoot celebrities? How to get started? Questions like how am I working for free? A lot of people always assume that shooting for celebrities is like, everything's sponsored, everything's free, and then it's for exposure, right? The D word exposure. And is working with them difficult? Are they aloof? And what do I get out of it? Okay, so quick question, quick answer to all this, right, is that, what is it like? It's just like shooting any other client that I have. Because firstly, they are paying me, okay, and there's nothing really special. I'm not exactly starstruck, okay. I mean, sometimes I see the veteran celebrities, right? Those that you watch on TV when people still watch TV, okay? Yeah, I heard people laughing because now people don't watch TV, and then you probably don't know who are the newer artists. This is something that's a problem right now in the media industry as well. A lot of the newer artists, they say that people don't know me, compared to like their parents or or the veteran artists. Okay, now so it really doesn't really make anything more special than them doing this as a job, their passion in acting or in radio. Simple as that, or it's simply as your passion as a photographer, that you want to do this as a job, you want to hone your craft, and you just want to make everything better for retirement, okay? And then how do I get started? It's kind of a bit of a lucky thing, I got to know a couple of them, and then they saw my work, they liked my work, and then they liked my personality, and on it goes, right? Am I shooting for free? Yes and no, okay? Some parts when I shoot for free, I will explain to you which part of it is shooting for free, okay? And then how am I getting paid? I will also share with you later on, okay? But it is not exactly a very lucrative market, okay? I have my day job. My day job is a commercial lifestyle photographer. And I have my weekend job, which I shoot weddings, maybe about 35, 40 a year. Okay, that substantiates my income annually. Okay, it fulfills my lifestyle. the money that I earn from the celebrities are like nothing. Okay. I mean, it's just like a bonus, or in a year. That's all. And are they aloof? I can honestly tell you, all of them are very nice people. Okay. Sometimes people see them on the street. Oh, I say hi, but you don't say hi. These are normal people, right? It's just that they choose to do a job that's in public eyes, but it doesn't mean that they have to put up a smile like the SQ girls on, when they walk along the aisle. Yeah, so it is not fair to actually think that if they don't smile at you, or they don't say hi to you, or they refuse to take pictures with you, and then you think that they are aloof. Alright, and last but not least, what do I get out of it? I get a lot of exposure, good ones. I also get a lot of eyes on me in terms of like competition, where another photographer tries to, also do this thing that I'm doing, right? And it also stresses me out sometimes, but in a good way, where I have to constantly do something interesting, so that my work becomes better, or better than the other photographer, or better than the other artist photographer, right? Now, how to get started is something that is very important. A lot of people like thinking, with whatever that I have now, I have a camera, it's easy because it's the Instagram, the social media, content creators kind of era now, okay? Truth be told, yes and no, okay? What got me into it was actually something like that, okay? This is competency in the studio, right? Being competent in the studio, being able to shoot clean images is very important. Okay, I think it's very bright, so I'm going to stand here. Okay, so to able to shoot poses, simple images like that is important, because anybody can shoot in the studio, but can you light in a very clean manner? Okay, or can you light sophisticatedly to make people look sophisticated, expensive? A simple portrait can be just simple, but there is also different levels of portrait photographers and different levels of lighting. Okay, and if you are shooting with just like a flash, like a normal on-camera flash, I don't think you'll be able to create pictures like that. Okay, so it takes a lot more than just a camera lens and the most expensive lens or most expensive camera to do something like that, okay? Now, not just being competent in the studio environment, you need to also be competent in your outdoor environment, where you actually shoot in natural sunlight. On days like today, okay, the artists call you and say that, Brian, I need to do a shoot today. It's raining, but I have no other time to shoot. Can you make sunlight out of today? And my answer will always be, yes, I am your answer. Alright? That confidence will get you more jobs, but that confidence also must come with the skill, of course, right? Okay? So this is the time where you know where are the locations to shoot, interesting locations that can accentuate the image even stronger, knowing where the sun comes out from, the lighting, having a repertoire of locations, lighting, and all this actually puts you in favorable position, in fact, as a photographer, not just as a celebrity photographer, right? Okay. And last but not least, the ability to shoot products, okay, to shoot food, because sometimes what happens is that KFC may hire one of the celebrities to do an endorsement, and then you say, oh, but I don't shoot food, I only shoot human. Right? Maybe that fried chicken will get somebody else to shoot. Then you're gonna lose that job, right? And one of the most difficult things that I always encounter shooting is beauty products, okay, and jewelries. Jewelries reflect like nobody's business. So it's really hard to light human and jewelry all together. So and then at the same time, you are actually having to work with very limited time, very limited resources, because you don't have the crew, you don't have the budget, and you don't have all the time in the world to do whatever you want, compared to a 50K budget commercial shoot. Alright, truth be told. Okay, so before I move on, anyone wants to add on any question? No? Okay, yeah. No, so it is not purely studio lighting. Sometimes you have to shoot natural light depending on the brief that's given, depending on the product that you are supposed to shoot, the brand. It's a lot of formula put together to decide whether do I shoot studio light or do I shoot natural light. But if you're talking about this picture, this is shot with studio. Everything is controlled lighting. Every part, there's no natural light in this. Okay, all right. So the thing that if you want to become like me, okay, the question is, do you have it in you? Okay, and most of the time, I can honestly tell you that most photographers can do it. Any competent full-time photographer that you have been practicing your craft, you have it in you. But at the same time, what's the difference, right? People always say that, oh, you make it sound so easy, Brian. But the difference between you, okay, like for example, if you go and learn to drive, right? If you learn driving, anybody can drive. Even somebody with no license has been caught driving. It's just that how shitty you are when you're put to the test or you're put into like stressful environment. That's why there are only 20 F1 drivers, the top 20 F1 drivers racing around the world. Because they are like the best of the best. I'm not saying that I'm the best of the best, okay? But I'm saying that you need a certain X factor to actually ace this game. Alright? To actually slay, you need to actually, be above and beyond just being a very, very competent photographer. Okay, now I'm gonna share with you like what's in my bag. Okay? Okay? Now, a lot of you will think that, I need the most expensive camera. I need the best lenses. In fact, I have that. Okay, I'm using, my main camera is actually a Sony Alpha, what was that? The R5, okay? Sorry, I'm not very good with the technical terms. I think I'm gonna get it later on. So, and I have most of the G lenses. Okay, the 2870 f2 is waiting for me, okay? And I have everything. Lighting, I have one of the best lightings and I have a lot of them. I have a whole one, like it's as if like a big room of lighting in my storeroom, okay? But that is not what makes me who I am today. That's only my equipment, okay? Now, the most important thing that I have in my bag is my sense of aesthetics, okay? Every photographer can click and do good lighting, but what sets you different apart is the sense of aesthetics that you can shoot on person. You make the artist look better than another artist that they are competing with, okay? Your sense of aesthetic towards how beauty product should be conveyed. How this product and that person helps to sell the image even better. Okay, how to position, posing and all this, it has to be at the top of your head, the sense of aesthetics. Now the second thing is integrity, okay, because celebrities are very private people. As much as they are public people, okay, they are seen in public all the time, but their sense of privacy is extremely strong. And if any normal person on the street thinks that privacy is important to them, it's even more so for celebrities because they are working with a lot of people looking at them. And if they come into the studio without makeup, alright, to do our makeup, you don't do a behind the scenes of them without makeup and then show the whole world that, okay, this is how they look like without makeup. Right? So, and also the trust of you putting stuff online that doesn't discriminate or incriminate them or put them in bad lighting. In bad light doesn't mean that bad lighting, like photography lighting, but put them in unfavorable position that could, become a scandal or something that, it become bad press. Okay? Now, the other thing that is important as a photographer is creativity. So the creativity of you, how can you keep coming up with new ideas new things to shoot, new ways to shoot, new ways of lighting is extremely important as well. So I constantly study and look at references and look at and understand briefs and also explore using AI to see what are the potential possibility that AI can do that I can't do, and then I try to do it in real life, real time. Okay. The last two things is versatility. How versatile are you to shoot indoor, outdoor, in the client's venue, your own studio, in someone's house, outdoor at noon sun, morning, and night. All these are versatility that puts you in a better position as a photographer. Alright? Now last but not least, the firmware. Firmware is not your camera's firmware, okay? It has nothing to do with the camera's firmware. It's your own firmware, alright? The importance of your own firmware is that each time that you go out on a shoot today, are you updated with the most, the trendiest trend? Do you know what's trending? Do you know what bag is out there? Do you know which aesthetic vibe people are going for? And all these are very important because why? Because it helps you to understand that if today the aperture trend is going, you better do something a little bit closer to that, okay? Or if there is like some trend that has that flower dance, by Jisoo, and then so a lot of times I have to understand and I have to do a lot of research on TikTok, on Instagram, and I go through a lot and I consume a lot of information to put myself on the edge. Okay. Looking at all of you, okay, I will say that a lot of you are looking at me and say that, oh, being young, it's easy. I am 42 this year. Alright? And nothing is stopping me from being current. Okay, being current is the most important thing that you can have in your camera bag. Not the latest lens, not the latest camera, but please buy it, okay? Yeah. So me will want you guys. Alright? Okay, now, I'm going to move on to, okay, so this is an example of me shooting similar things in different ways, okay? Now, the bag can be shot indoor, outdoor, semi-sheltered, creating light. If you look at left side, right side, it's all natural light, the first and second. Then the third one is actually a flash, okay? Because we're in an indoor environment, I have that signature light. This used to be a signature lighting for me, that I always like light coming from the back. And then after that, then on a rainy day, we can still create natural sunlight, okay? There's no excuse. And then a more urban, subdued look. So, can you imagine if, let's say the brand hires 5 celebrities to shoot the same bag, okay? And these are all your friends that I work very closely with. Guess what? I have to shoot all 5 of them in a different way. No choice. You cannot shoot them repeatedly and then thinking that, you're going to get away with it. Because no, you have to outdo each one, and then don't burn yourself or trying to do it yourself, because then if you do one that sucks, and then the rest, like 2 very, very good, 1 super, super, super nice, and then 2 like mediocre, then the 2 is going to stop working with you eventually. So you always have to bring your A game working with them and maintain a balance. Alright? Now, earlier on I said something about the brief, okay? So, every single time a celebrity comes to me, okay, it comes with a brief, okay? The client will always send a brief, and we will know kind of who are the other celebrities that are doing the same shoot at the same time, okay? So, sometimes, let's say for example, Shu Uemura, the makeup brand will say that, okay, we're going to have 5 artists working on this project. So some may be under me, some may not be. So if I'm working with 2, I have to make sure that, okay, the other 3, how can we make 2 of you pictures better than the other 3? So it's like you taking part in competition, right? In photo contest, where if the theme is called moment, it's like, bloody hell, there's so many things that can be moment. How can I be better than the other photographer? I have to predict what the judges will like. The judges are like my clients, okay? The client, what are they going to like? And then whether does it benefit the artist? Does it make the artist look good? That's another consideration. Third consideration is, how can we do better than the other photographer that is shooting for the 3 other artists? Like, we want to come out on top, always, right? It's that competitive. So then you start to discuss ideas, you start to pitch ideas, and then you start to look at things, and then you ask the artist, hey, come, shall we do this and that? You know, shall we push our boundaries? Shall we test the water a little bit and see how much we can actually push and slay this brief? Yeah, we always have this idea to slay the brief, regardless. Okay, so this is one of the things that I shot for Shu. It's beauty, right? So Shu is a Japanese company. Okay, so a lot of times they like things that are very traditional, very classic, and because of the red, so we decided to go red black. It doesn't go wrong. Go for very clean, classic beauty lighting. Okay, what I mean by clean classic beauty lighting, right? It means that it's just soft, not too bright and clean. Okay, now when I shoot something else for Dior, okay, this is something that I push. I go for hard light that is still soft. Okay, so this is something that, you know, it really brings out every flaw there is, but knowing that Constance has very good complexion, I know that I can really go on very strong hard light, and yet she actually softened it because of the skin. Okay, so you know that it's going to complement her, and voila, this is what we got. Okay, now, if you notice that the work from the first one, right, and this one is a very stark difference in terms of lighting. This is a lot more modern. The previous one is a lot more traditional, more classic. Now, take a look at the next one where I go back to shoot for Shu Uemura again, okay, and I push myself to shoot something that I thought they wouldn't like, but I didn't care anyway. We wanted to push. Jermaine and I said, let's push it. Okay, let's push for something different, because we know that every other photographer is going to play it safe, because firstly, the artists that they are working with have no time to shoot again. We do not have time to reshoot. So what we do is that we push the boundaries. And we went for hard lighting, and we played with a lot of shadows, and we make it a little bit more modern. And guess what? Client loved it. So that is the best thing that you can hear from the artist manager when the feedback is, client love it in caps. That's all it matters. So that's an example of how I push a single brand by using, you know, my skills and my knowledge of that brand itself to make it work towards our advantage. All right. This was another work that I really pushed really hard. Okay. This was a Japanese, I can't remember, it was one of the Japanese patisserie that makes, you know, a collaboration. So I got local patisseries to actually create eclairs, like crayon chocolates, to make this shoot happen together with the products itself. So anything that's edible here, if you look at it, is actually all from local chefs. All right, created for my shoot. Okay, like I think the macarons as well, the eclairs and all these are all locally sourced to match the colors of the makeup that I wanted to do. Yeah, and because this was like a tribute to the collaboration in Japan where the Japanese chef actually collaborates with Shu Uemura. Okay, now adding just very basic stuff like things on the table and all that. Sometimes I play with very complicated stuff. Okay, I believe this was shot with easily 5 or 6 different lights. I think if you go to my Instagram, you will be able to see, if you go all the way back, you will be able to see a behind the scenes, a video of how I actually shot and lit this image. We played with water. I created a tank, a pool inside my studio itself, and then to play with water and all that kind of stuff. And it's something that we wanted. If you remember the very first picture that I showed you, it was this glass table that reflected the products. And then going back to the same table, I used water instead. Alright? Now, working with Jeanette is something that is very, very interesting because she is a very meticulous person, and she's not like she's an A-list in Singapore, definitely. Very, very, very experienced, very veteran. It's not easy to work with her, but working with her has taught me a lot about paying attention to details. And I thought that my attention to details is immaculate, but hers is like another level up. So as a creative, I'm learning a lot from them as well, because they learn to see things from their perspective rather than my own. Okay, and then I start to push things where she prefer lighting that looks a little bit more natural. Although, okay, so natural light and shooting with controlled light, with flash or with whatnot, right, can also look natural. It's how you create or recreate natural light using flash. Alright? So this was something that we wanted to do, like create a sunlight behind, and this was shot with a diffuser with light shining through, and then I used another orange light to light my diffusion paper to create an orange glow on the side. So basically, if you use soft light to light the diffusion paper, it will diffuse that orange light from there. So it's like sunlight, so that it has that gradation, that gradient very nicely naturally. Right? And then I have to light backlit so that I get more details in the water reflection, because water reflects only through reflected light. Water doesn't reflect direct light. So then it's like, wow, physics. And everything all put together. So, and then this became a very iconic shot of mine, and even Dior loved it so much, you know. Then, knowing that she likes to shoot with natural looking kind of light, then we proceed to shoot for Gucci in this case. Yeah, very simple. This only took me 15 minutes to do. Right? So what happens is that when you save time for her, you save time for yourself. Okay, and all these are client's brief, so there's a budget set to it. Okay, and we have to make it work in the shortest time possible so that it's worthwhile of your time, it's worthwhile of mine. Okay, some of you may ask, I'm sure this is at the top, okay, how much money do I earn per shoot? Okay, it ranges from $250 for one photo to maybe $350 for two photos. Most of the time they only need one or two, but it takes about half an hour to an hour to complete this, and sometimes they will come to me with multiple shoots in a day, or they will come in between my shoots. So if today I have a half day shoot followed by another half day later on, they come in between and match my time as much as I can, so that it works both ways. Okay, so social media rates are like that, unfortunately, and you think that they earn a lot. No, they don't. Okay, it is a misconception that artists earn a lot of money. Maybe the veteran ones, like the really old ones, they do, but most of the time, across the board, after they pay the makeup artist, they pay the photographer, they pay their stylist, wardrobe stylist, they only left with a couple $100. Alright, that's how bad this industry is. So if you think that it's glamorous, no, it isn't. Okay, but it doesn't stop us. Okay, us, like the artist, the makeup artist, myself, to create powerful images. Okay, it is extremely fun and exciting to always, put everything together, and then suddenly, wow, then everyone loved it, and then everyone went crazy, and then they say that, wow, it's interesting that we can shoot like that in such a short time, right? So this was for MCM, that we're shooting, and we had to borrow this bar actually. To write in and say that, hey, we're going to shoot these, can we borrow, and then we'll credit you and things like that. And most of the time, locations or venues are actually very nice. They will let us do things like that. Okay? Alright. I will go quickly because I still have quite a lot and then I'm running out of time. Okay. Now, the other thing, besides acing the brief, right, to slay the brief, right, the other thing is integrity. Okay, a lot of times you are put in a position where they are dressed not the most appropriate, okay, but at the same time you have to make them look super classy, look expensive, and not vulgar. Okay, there are a lot of times when my work I get a lot of hate. Okay, I get a lot of hate, honestly, and it's quite detrimental to actually see the comments on social media, to see that, oh, you know, these people say that, wow, you know, so old, why dress like that, and then, wow, what is this, and then, you know, must show skin to earth. Actually, it's not. But if you look at the around the world, most of the artists, when they work with certain brands, but what do you want? You want the CK brand to what? Wear pajamas, wear red, everything market for Chinese New Year. I mean, it's Calvin Klein. Okay, it's everyone's dream to shoot like the Kardashian family, to shoot like Justin Bieber on the ads of Calvin Klein. Right? If one day you have the ability to appear on the ad of Calvin Klein and just wearing one underwear, I'm sure some of you may want it as well, if it pays well. No, right? So a lot of times we have to think about, you know, concept, the lighting, how can we make everything, and how can we actually make her look amazing, alright? So with this, we managed to actually get the client, the client love it because it is what Calvin Klein's like, okay? Now then, the second time that the client came back to us again, and then we said that, okay, we're going to push this even further, and we really pushed hard, okay? We start to work with a lot more sophisticated lighting. This is very American. American lighting, very glamour, like the American photographers are. I don't know how to explain to you, but if you look at American photographers, this is the style. So very classic, very bronzy, and then so why not? Because Calvin Klein is American. Okay, then we start to push, and Calvin Klein loved it. So I think we're going to get back this job again, regardless. Okay? So this is how you actually slay the brief with your client, with the artist, and then to push boundaries at the same time, not being safe, but at the same time, not being overly conservative. Meaning if you play it safe, right? Meaning that if it doesn't reach a certain audience for the artist, then they will cut her. Then you will get cut eventually. Then you will not get the job. So it's a team effort, all right? I work with McKellen quite a bit. Okay, I shot a few of the artists. I attended events and things like that. One of the beauty of shooting for them, this kind of whiskey brand, is that you get to put in all the magic that whiskey brings to you, and you don't want it to be shooting whiskey like as if it's in a pub setting or in a club setting or at a coffee shop kind of setting. You want it to be sophisticated. You want it to have that kind of art sense behind it. And this was all done in our studio. Okay, we basically, all of us came together, and then we bring things like me and with the other two artists, that we bring our props or everything together to make it work. We discussed how is it gonna work. It was supposed to be shooting one artist and then the other artist. So the both of them, I said, why not shoot together? Let's do something together. And then it's like, if everything becomes even more interesting, why not? We collaborate. Having to shoot you separately, and come up with two ideas, we say, why not? I put the both of you together and then we shoot. And then they agreed and said that, yeah, I save time and all that, and then it's quite fun. And then, so I save time on myself. I'm only from two sides, and I'm only doing one set. So this is how it turns out. So I have to shoot a little bit more images so that they have different images to post on their own profile. So if you go to Zhetong or you go to Fang Rong's page, you're able to see that they posted this. And guess what? Immediately when we shared this with the client, and they say that this is the best thing they've seen, they love it so much, you know, and I am potentially discussing something amazing for my work with them, with McKellen, this year, right? So a lot of times when you ask me, what do I get out of it? It's not a lot of money, but it puts me on a map firstly. It also allows me to create with people that allows my work to be seen. So if I'm going to shoot for a very beautiful face who is just like a mediocre private person, very, very private person, but very beautiful, does it put me on the map? No. Right? To shoot models and all that. So working with influencers or working with celebrities has a certain effect for sure. Okay, but at the same time, it only works if you're working hand in hand to strike the balance and kind of make use of each other in the right way. Then the magic, it's really amazing. Okay? Now, do you remember seeing the very first picture where it was a red background, black color glass reflected? That was for a beauty product, right? Now, I'm going to show you something that I did exactly the same, but with a twist. Okay, this time it was for a jewelry brand. Okay, now, exact same glass, exact same backdrop, but in my background, I threw lights in. Okay, I started to throw lights in to change a whole look. For beauty, sometimes it's very hard to add speckles or textures because beauty is supposed to be very clean, skincare, all that kind of stuff, makeup. So, but for jewelry, I thought, hey, you know, it bling bling, right? So with more bling, yeah, I add more bling to the background. I use this thing called mylar sheet. It's this huge ass silver reflective paper that, you know, plastic sheet that once you shine light and then it shines back to the background and things like that. So it creates all these kind of waveforms and unpredictable textures on the background. So I think this is something that you guys can explore doing as well. I think on TikTok there's a lot of tutorial doing mylar sheets, right? Okay. Any questions before I proceed further? Very good question. Wow, immediately I got answer already. Okay, it was for this eyewear company. Okay, I effing hate them because even the artists also find it very difficult to work with them because they want they want natural looking shot, but must be shot in the studio. Okay, so all of us when we received the brief was like, what the hell? Like, you know, like. Then after that we shoot ready, then they're not happy. They say that, oh, it doesn't look very natural. The lighting is not like natural light. But you want it to shoot shot in the studio, but you want sunlight coming in. Yes. Then after that, then we tried. Oh, it doesn't have that very sophisticated look. Because if you're shooting with window natural light, then of course it doesn't have that look. So in the end, before the client cuts me, I cut them off first. Anything that comes from this client, I reject. I refuse to shoot. Yeah, they can go to look for someone else. So that's. I mean, of course, if you need the money to feed your family, please just take the job. Okay, you cannot be choosy. But of course, for me, I think having being in this industry for this long, right, I find that sometimes it's important that you respect yourself. Right? Okay. Now, moving on. Okay, this is something very important for everyone here. Okay, all of you here, right? Is to do test shoot. Test shoot, personal work, creative expression. Okay, this is like taking supplements, taking vitamins. The more you train, the harder, like the more healthy you are, the stronger you get, the better you get. So I consistently do my test shoots. I do like start shoots, personal work, and these are the shoots that I do not get paid. Okay. And these are some of the work that I love the most because I get to do whatever that I want, right? So a very close friend, Janelle, so she won her first award. No, this is her second award. Her first award was international, second award local. So I thought, you know, show off your award, and I started to shoot something interesting. No makeup, okay? This is her without makeup, okay? But at the same time, you see, because my lighting is quite sound, I think quite good, so hence, you know, I'm able to shoot her without makeup in a very beautiful way to showcase her work like bare bone, but it's her acting that gives this award, alright? And working with Constance, so also gave me a lot of opportunity to play with lighting, to shoot double lighting in the same setup with colors and things like that. Alright. Working with Denise at night. This was shot with ZV-E1, 12 megapixels. Okay, because I can shoot at 1200 1,208, that big amount, 6-digit ISO, right? And then it's like so clean, right? And I love it. All right, shooting, test shoot, and all that also means that you can experiment with different textures, different light, and also, you know, moving blur shots, etc., etc. Okay, Robbie is rushing me behind, so I got to speed up. Right? So, natural light, black and white portraits. This is also, client will never like this. Okay, so this is just for you to work. And all these are artists that I have helped, and then they help me back. So sometimes I work a bit cheaper for them, and then they work free for me. Right? End of the day, I am still the one that, you know, the worthwhile deal, right? Okay, now, this was also some test shoots, playing with light, playing with movement, okay? Okay guys, if anything, right, all this can be seen on my Instagram, so just follow me, right? And then you guys will see more and behind the scenes as well, right? Okay, controversial shots, okay? I push, and I really push, okay? So Janelle is known as a very girl next door, very simple girl, so I said, try something sexier, but not vulgar, not distasteful, something tasteful. And then guess what? Everyone went crazy, everyone loved it, you know, and then she started to get more jobs. Alright? So this is something else, and this was all done in one sitting of test shoot, like the previous one, this one, okay? And then most recently, this veteran actress, Chen Shu-Han, also left MediaCorp. Guess what? We created something to actually put it out there, okay? And it received so much media attention, and it propelled her even better after she left MediaCorp. Alright? So it also put me on the map as a photographer who can shoot veteran artists and all that. And then now I have a lot more veteran artists working with me, hoping to get an insight of how to modernize themselves in terms of content creation. Okay, last few slides. Okay, now 1 + 1 is actually more than 2. How does it work? Where one artist plus me as a photographer, we create things that is not equal to 2, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, and also basically the brands that benefit working with me and the people that I work with that believes in us also helps the business in many ways. Okay, so one good example is Sony. So this was shot for a campaign for the camera, the Alpha 7CR. Okay, so working with Constance, like she was willingly helping me create a set of images for Sony at a very affordable rate. Okay, so these are some of the examples that we shot on camera and things like that. Yeah, I'm gonna rush through. All these can be seen on Sony's page and also on my Instagram. So with the same camera, I thought let's do something more lifestyle. So I asked Denise, hey, do you mind just help me do a video for a reel that I'm using the camera, and she agreed. You know, the win-win part is that she gets images to post and I get images to impress Sony, right? Okay, so things like that. As usual, clients won't like it, but certain, you know, it adds a certain art to it. Now, sorry having to rush through it. I will stay on for a little bit more, not just before the next speaker come on board. I want to thank you all for being here. Okay, you will see a lot more of my work. Not on my website, it's not updated. I don't have time. I want to play. So go to my Instagram. I think those are the most updated. And I hope you have, if you have any questions, do we have time for questions? No.
You need to find him personally or follow his Instagram.
Yes.
His DMs.
Okay, so I will be at the site. Okay, come speak to me if you want to, and then I will answer any questions that you may have. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. One round of applause for him, please. Thank you so much, Brian. So this is what